cooking, the first ever dish I'll be cooking on my YouTube channel is called Ayamase, which is also known as Ofada stew. Ofada stew is a Nigerian stew, if you don't know about it, which is made from green peppers and it's really spicy with assorted meat. I'll be showing you the ingredients and the key steps to achieving a beautiful dish that will make your husband go crazy, that will make your friends love you, and that will just make you so happy. Okay, so if you want to know how I achieve this beautiful dish right here, please continue watching and stay tuned. Thank you. So these are my ingredients. I will first of all start off from the cow foot. This is known as cow foot, this right here, or bokoto if you're Nigerian. This is tripe. This is beef. You're gonna need some oil, palm oil. Yeah, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need green peppers, lots of it, lots and lots of it. And I'll tell you why we need a lot of green peppers in a minute, because we're actually gonna do something. Then we're gonna need some onions, as you can see there's lots of it. Scotch bonnet, which is also known as atarodo. This, I've got 20 Scotch bonnets here. We need some eggs. I just got some free range eggs, and we need some seasoning. This right here is actually not all-purpose seasoning. It's actually atagigun that's in here, which is called dry pepper. And we're gonna also need this as well because it's a really spicy dish. We're gonna need some jumbo beef flavored stock. We're gonna need some salt, thyme, and we need some Magi cubes, which are right there. Some crayfish. One thing I'm missing today here is locus beans. I mean, I forgot about them. It really does make a big difference, I'm not gonna lie. So if you haven't got them, it's fine, you can make it, but if you can get your hands on them, just make sure to get your hands on them. Our meat is now cooking, so as you can see, the tripe foot is on the right, and that's gonna cook for about 2 hours. All I just put was salt. Then on the left we've got the tripe, I put salt as well. Then at the front you can see we've got the beef. I put a whole onions, 2 Magi cubes, 2 tablespoons of dried thyme, and then I put the beef seasoning, so 2 tablespoons of that as well. And then we're just gonna let that cook through. I've diced my green peppers, can you see that? Or diced, and I think that was about 6 or 7 onions, and the green peppers was, I can't count, but if you guys feel like this is too much for you, just half whatever I'm doing, and then just use half, because I'm actually cooking quite a lot. And I'm going to be blending that together. I'm not putting my peppers in immediately because there's going to be a lot of water coming out from this after it's been blended, and I want to drain the water before I actually put the peppers in, so it doesn't actually take away the spice in it. So my amazing sister has you're so annoying. My amazing sister has done all that, so back in the blending, make sure you add a little bit of water and then we blend away. Okay, basically you don't want to do it too smooth, because the whole point of Ayamase is that it's not too smooth. What we're actually going to do is we're going to pour it into the pot, but when we pour it into the pot we're going to leave a little bit left in there, because so we don't have to add too much water, and then that way you can put your green peppers and your onions and then repeat it until you finish blending it. What we want to do is we want to drain the water that is in here, because there's way too much in here at the moment. So what we want to do is we want to get this, put it here, like so, and then you literally get the water out. That is the best way. That is the best way. And then after you've done that, because we don't want any water in this stew. We don't want any water. And after you've done that, what you want to do is scoop it and then put it aside. Alright? And then that's how we get our stew mix. My eggs are now cooking. Obviously you know how to boil eggs, I'm assuming. I don't want to patronize anybody. We're ready to start cooking. So the first thing we're going to do is allow the pot to stay on the fire, and all the water needs to evaporate. So you need to keep this as long as the water dries. And then the next thing we're going to do is add in the palm oil. Palm oil usually freezes, so you just wanna, what you just wanna do is just put it under hot water or warm water just to soften it up or liquidize it. You just want to pour as much oil as you wish. Obviously you don't want to pour too much because it's a bit unhealthy, and you don't want to pour too little, because if you don't pour enough oil, it means that your ayamase is going to be dry and it's not going to be nice. So just pour enough. I would say this is about, if you're doing this measuring thing, I'll say this is about 1 cup or 2 cups. 2 cups? I'll say 1.5 cups. I might add a little bit more depending on how I'm feeling. So we want to put the lid on this and allow it to kind of, we call it, I don't even know the word we call it in Nigeria, but we just want it to, we want the oil to, means that you just want to make it clear. You see what I mean when we do it. I'll show you what it looks like. This has been on for about 10 minutes. I turned it off and kept it off for about 10 minutes as well. And I did that because I didn't want the steam to take over. And as you can see, it's a little bit light. Now I'm going to put in my diced onions. You can use the red onions for this if you wish, because they're a little bit sweeter, but I just prefer to use the white onions. So I'm just gonna allow it to cook for about 2 minutes. And if you have locust beans, this is where you need to add your locust beans, but I'm missing that today and I'm really upset about it. Don't remind me. So I'm just gonna have to make do without it. And you wanna cook this on medium heat, not too high, so your onions don't get burnt. Our onion has been on for 2 minutes. And you know, the onion bit is really optional. You don't have to if you don't like onions that much, or if you don't like seeing the onions in your food. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add our pepper mix into the oil, just like so. And just keep adding it, really. And then what you just want to do is you just want to leave that in your pot till for about 15 to 20 minutes, just for it to cook and just for it to simmer down. No need to add any seasoning or anything just yet, just allow it to cook and fry for now. As you can see, we have chopped up the cow foot, which is at the front, and on the right, the darker one, is the beef, and then right at the back is the tripe, and then the little one on the left here is the stock from the beef that we got. So we're going to be adding that later on. So I just set it up like this because it's just easier just to pour it in when the stew is finished cooking. I'm just going to show you the progress of the stew at the moment. The stew has been cooking for about 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes, I think. I'm gonna leave it to cook for about 15 more minutes, and you'll be able to see that the color will get darker as it cooks more. And you can see that the oil is not too much, it's just perfect, because you don't want it to be rising too much above the stew. I'm going to add 6 Magi cubes. Two tablespoons of salt. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of this. Lastly, I'm going to add my crayfish. And then mix it all together. It smells absolutely delicious. This has been cooking for about 40 minutes now. We're gonna add our meats. Smells good, doesn't it? It's a hater. Then mix it all up. I'm gonna add my stock. I know it doesn't look appetizing, but this is the way us Nigerians cook.
Oh, that's better.
And you see, it's looking a little bit more better now.
Yeah,
Oh. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to do now is add the eggs. And after you've added the eggs, mix it up. Oh boy, it's about to be a beautiful meal. And there you have it. That's how you cook a Ofada stew. It takes a very long time, but it's actually worth it in the end. Okay, so when you cook this meal, your husband will never leave you. When you cook this meal, your boyfriend will marry you. When you cook this meal, your mother-in-law will love you. This is I wish you guys could smell. Oh, how does it smell?
It smells amazing.
Oh, amazing.
Can't wait to eat it.
Can't wait to eat it. Thanks for watching.
Alright, bye. I'm so hungry.
This is the meal. Wow.